Punk. Punk believed he deserved the spotlight. Triple H believed Punk didn't show enough respect for those who built the business. Their clash wasn't just promos. It was meetings gone wrong. Arguments backstage. Eye rolls during rehearsals. Punk felt held down. Triple H felt Punk was ungrateful. When they stared each other down on live TV, fans could feel it, the electricity of two men who genuinely didn't like one another, struggling for control of a narrative that neither wanted to give up. That rivalry wasn't scripted, it was a battle over who deserved more power. Move deeper into today, into an era where social media exposes everything. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle had public words, comments about personal lives, families, and choices. The kind of comments that sting deeper because millions witness it. When they shared the ring, their hits were stiff, their expressions serious. The world saw animosity. Behind the scenes, conversations were tense, cautious, guarded. They worked through it, but the shadow of that heat still lingers for anyone who knows the backstory. Even Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, best friends for years, found themselves fighting over something more powerful than championships, ego and ambition. Two top women, two careers rising fast, two personalities built on intensity. Their real-life friendship cracked under the pressure of spotlight and competition. When they argued on camera, it sounded too authentic. When they slapped each other, it looked too real. Their backstage tension became locker room whispers, and suddenly the world saw that even the greatest friendships in WWE can crumble when success builds barriers. And somewhere in this swirl of real rivalry stands Randy Orton. Would fade, but the truth keeps going. Because in WWE, every handshake might hide a grudge. Every hug might hide history. Every rivalry might hide something real. And that's what makes this world different from movies, different from television. Wrestling is built on trust. But the moment that trust cracks, everything becomes dangerous. When someone feels betrayed, when someone feels disrespected, when someone feels overshadowed, the ring becomes a war zone where every move is a message. And now, as everything slows, as the noise fades, as the echoes of boots on canvas disappear into the dark corners of the arena, one question remains hanging in the air like smoke after a war: what is real? And what is not? Because after everything you've heard, the betrayals, the backstage fights, the friendships broken, the egos clashing, the grudges never buried, you start to realize the truth that no commentator ever says out loud. The truth that the cameras can never fully show. The truth that every wrestler lives within their bones. The real rivalries never end. They don't end when the bell rings. They don't end when the match is over. They don't end when the show cuts to black. They don't end when the crowd goes home and the arena lights shut down. The real rivalries keep breathing. They survive every storyline rewrite, every draft shakeup, every brand split, every title change. They live in the subtle glances exchanged backstage. In the stiffness of a handshake that's forced, not felt. In the quiet moments when someone walks past someone else, and both know history is standing between them like an invisible wall. Because in WWE, the ring is only the front stage. The real battles happen in the shadows, in the politics, in the pride, in the desperation to stay on top in a world where careers can rise overnight and fall in seconds. Every superstar knows that one wrong move, one wrong comment, one wrong decision can turn a colleague into an enemy. And once that enemy is made, it doesn't matter how loud the crowd roars, you carry that hate with you until the day your boots are hung up for good. And that's why the real grudges last longer than championships. Longer than fame. Longer than the cheers. Longer than the boos. Some hatred becomes part of the business. Part of the legacy. Part of the myth. It becomes whispered stories told during long bus rides. It becomes locker room warnings passed to rookies. It becomes a caution written in silence: respect the ring, respect each other. Because one spark can start a fire that burns your whole career. Look at all the examples through history: betrayal over love, fights over pride, clashes over style, disputes over respect, arguments over position. Some healed with time. Some transformed into friendships. But some became eternal, burned into the DNA of WWE forever. And that is what makes wrestling so unpredictable, so powerful, so dangerous. Because nothing is more explosive than real emotion buried under years of performance.